mature on offense, and I still thought it'd be a team we could match up with and should do well, but need to play well. So just proud we responded, and not great in all phases, but pretty good across the board and good team wins. Nice to be 2-1, and a great challenge coming in next week with Missouri.
You talk about it looked like you got a really strong corner play today. And you just talk about those guys and the job they did.
Well, and it's, it's a hard deal because, if we really try to protect those guys mathematically, there's just, can you hold up in the run game? And these guys are going to, like a lot of teams, going to have enough balance. And so then they get out there on the island. And I thought early they worked us a little bit pretty good, tried some double moves, missed a shot they had early, they had an open shot they missed. Looked like they were trying to pick on up Mike a little bit, especially early. He settled down. But again, for some of the teams that we're going to see as you move through this conference, we're going to see teams that are going to run the ball strong. We're going to have to put numbers up there, and then they're going to be one-on-one. And that's, practice, you get beat, it's not as stressful out there. Then all of a sudden you soften up and you got some soft coverage. So I thought Mike and Timmy competed, made some plays, and it's a developing position. I mean, Mike, he missed his last year with a hernia. Timmy's played safety, so those guys are kind of learning on the fire, and they're doing good. It's a good point you're making. But they're going to be challenged and pressed and stressed even more next week with the crowd coming in and what we're going to see in the Big Ten play.
Coach, can you talk about the overall defensive effort and just getting off the field on 3rd and 4th down?
It was good. I think we had 10 stops, or 10 3 and outs, 3rd down stops here or whatever. They were actually 8 of 20 on 3rd down, 2 of 6 on 4th down. I think another thing was, we were 0 for 3 and they were 0 for 3 in the red zone. And so they worked us down. They're pretty good. I think they missed a field goal once. But again, I think it was pretty good at the end of the game. They were just, wasn't maybe as aggressive as they would have been early. But our guys, they did bend a little. But we got them on 3rd down, got them 3rd and long, got some pressure on the quarterback a little bit. And sometimes they worked us and converted. But it was a good. It was nice to see the defensive players. I thought our guys did a nice job in practice. Our coaches gave a good plan. It was nice to come out and play well.
What's it just do for those guys to rebound like that and after the game they had last week to come back and have that good of an outing where you don't give up a touchdown on that side of the ball?
Yeah, it's good. Because again, last week, they were the worst defense they ever played in the history of the universe. You just listen. So now they're going to be the greatest thing ever. No, they just are. They're young. They're getting better. Got some freshman linebackers. There's not a senior in the defensive line. You had 2 corners you're talking about that are kind of they're really 3rd games. It's just you're learning under fire. And it was different. But really, what the thing was, last week we never got that team on schedule ever. And when we did, we got to some of those 3rd and 8s. We almost got the stop or the 2nd 20 or the PI call last week. At least today we had some negative plays that got them a little bit where mathematically. Now when they got to 3rd and 2, 3, 4, they worked us pretty good today. They had some of those flat passes, those little rub things they were doing. They worked us pretty good. But the key of the 3rd down stop was we did a pretty good job in run defense. They ran for 136 yards. In almost 40 carries, 30-some carries, so 30 for 36 there. So, we had 48 for 260, and they had 36 for 130. It was the D-line and the run support got it 3rd and long. The offensive scoring, it's kind of a team deal. When the offense starts scoring and it gets some points, now that changes maybe how they got to attack. So it's kind of like when you play as a team. Today was a good team win, and except for the blunders on the goal line, there was a lot of positive things going on. And so that being said, I think the way the offense played really complemented the defense. The way the defense stopped the run, got it 3rd and long, really complemented the defense. So it was a byproduct of the day.
Coach,
And that's why I think it's a good team win. It's great for the defense, but it's a good team win.
you mentioned Nick Mangieri as a guy who's played pretty well in fall camp, start of the season. Looked like he had a pretty good day today. What are your thoughts on what you saw from Nick?
Playing hard, and again, I thought a year ago Nick was going to be pretty good as a freshman and didn't play poorly, but I think he's more mature, more confident. Zach Shaw, I thought, had some good pressures coming at the edge. Latham was close and Bobby inside, so there's just, we're still working on it. We're still getting better. We're still getting off blocks, but there's a lot of potential. That crowd's a long way away from being good. It's a young group. I just talked about a bunch of guys that are all sophomores and 1 junior or freshmen. So, but those guys are getting good and Nick played hard.
Can you talk about this team's inability, I guess, in the past to overcome adversity? What was different with the missed opportunities inside the 5 in the first half, the block punt? Just what was different about the way they handled it today?
Yeah, we talked a lot about, like we told them at halftime, we're gonna do the surprise kick, because it was there. And I go, hey, if we don't get it, we're gonna stop them then score, it doesn't matter, because it's not always gonna be perfect. So we talked a lot about trying to play as hard as we could and have some fun, and quit worrying about the result. Because last week, I think we started looking at scoreboard, and we were pressing and trying, and all that. Don't worry about scoring touchdowns, don't worry about getting starts, just go out, don't worry about the season, don't worry about being a bowl team, worry about today and this week. And quit being so selfish, worry about the big picture. So we just talked about having some fun and playing hard. You know, and don't matter what happens, have some fun. Is it gonna be perfect? No. But we're gonna chase perfection. We're never gonna get there. We're gonna fight it, we're gonna scratch it, we're gonna claw it. But it's gonna mess up a lot, but we're gonna keep fighting. And last week, I knew the way they played that they would fight. But I didn't think we came out ready, I didn't think we had a lot of fun. So this week, let's come out ready, let's have some fun. And you've proved you'll play 60 minutes, let's put it all together and see what happens.
Given the difficulties running the ball, you know, in the goal line situations, but also even out in the field early, did you guys find something as the game wore on to, you know, get some quick hits for some big gains?
You know, we tried to do a little bit of our tempo, and sometimes it's boom or bust. That is a team that mathematically was going to outnumber you. And just put numbers up, it's gonna be a one-on-one game early, it's gonna be a perimeter game early, you had to protect. But we had to run enough. I really liked at halftime when I looked, and we had some good halftime stats, but we had 28 runs and 21 passes, instead of 30 and 15 the other way, where we're throwing it too much. So we were able to have some good mix and good balance, and I think that helped protection, helped us get in rhythm, and I thought both Steven and Tevin both played really, really hard. I didn't like the goal line runs, but other than that, they were very, very good today.
You talk about the quarterback situation, and was it difficult to integrate Trey into the game, or what were you trying to do there?
Well, again, I don't know if we want to go, the first time we've gotten into a little bit more of a flow of a game, and again, they were a little cat and mouse with us, but our thought is to take advantage of their skill sets. But, you know, we do it in practice a lot, but it's the first time a game's happened that way. The first game, you know, the thing got rolling, Trey got nicked, whatever. Last game, it was so short possessions. It's like we played 2 games and you hadn't really had a true offensive flow of a game. You had one that went real fast and got rolling, is unusual, and then you had one that was real quick. And the thought was, it's just to kind of integrate them during the deal and take advantage of Trey's athleticism, take advantage of the way Nate's playing, which has been awfully high. And the tough deal is, and like I told him today, to me, it's hard on all of us, because all 3 of those guys are good players and good kids. You love them all, but there's only one ball. And that's where, again, I thought last week we were worried about the season instead of the process. We're worried about, you know, who's getting the ball or who's starting, instead of just being a good teammate and having fun and loving each other as a family, and let's just keep rolling. And we talked a lot about that Wednesday, Thursday. Just come back, let's care about each other. And, you know, I didn't want a lot of practice days back. You know, but I can't go back and get Saturday back from a week ago. So moving forward, let's have good practice, but these games are priceless. Let's don't look back and say, hey, why did we come out? So we just, you know, we're trying to take advantage of the guys' feet, and we're just trying to embrace and be in a group and having some fun and playing together.